Alright, welcome to another beer review with the washing machine on again. It always seems like when I go to shoot beer reviews, we're doing some clothes washing. So, you know, audio, chef's kiss. So it's officially the end of the work week. Everton have thrown 2 points away against Brighton, 10-man Brighton. So I thought we'll start on the big stuff. Gonna do myself some of Lidl's beer flavoured pork sausages. Might do a clueless eats about that because I've already got buns out, although I don't have any sauerkraut, sweet mustard, currywurst sauce. So it's just gonna be maybe a bit of normal, well, American mustard, I don't know. Probably won't even make a video. And on my walk home, I fucking swallowed, what are they called? They're not flies, a midgie. Anyway, so hopefully this will lift my spirits up a bit. We've got track with, I always forget the name of this brewery. Fuck's sake. What are they called? I did the Cloudwater version 16. But these did Australian. It'll be in the title, it'll be in the description. You know who they are. It'll probably come to me. It probably won't. And I thought there was a midgie in my gum then. Yeah, so bit of a weird Saturday. So yeah, this is Oscillate, which is a triple IPA clocking in at 10% ABV, brewed with Citra, YCH702, which is that Yakima chief hops, Galaxy, Rakau Sub-Zero, Hop Keef, Riwaka, and Nelson Sauvin, 10%. Of course, Australian brewery. You're expecting them to showcase some of those styles of hops from that part of the world. Even though I wasn't massively blown away by the Cloudwater double IPA. But we shall see. Brand appropriate glassware. And beer in the glass then, and a really nice orangey, slightly golden, really nice dense looking beer. 2 things worth for white, very creamy looking head. Let's see what we get on the nose. And you're definitely getting a citrusy aroma coming through. Sort of like, you know when you make pancakes and you've got your lemon and your sugar. That's what it sort of reminds me of, actually. That's a flavour note I've never used before. You are getting that sort of like musky grape New Zealand hop aroma in there. A little bit of malt profile coming through. A little bit grassy, herbal. Not overwhelmingly sweet. For a triple IPA, it's not like really in your face with its hop aroma. But it smells really nice. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. That was a bit close. Wow. That is so nice. Up until the back end, where those musky, dry, almost brute like flavours come through. It's a real shame. But you know, you buy beers like this knowing what's in them, expecting that. So I'm not going to be like, oh, don't, because I knew exactly what I was getting myself in for. Beautiful body to it. Yeah, it's that aftertaste, which I'm just not the biggest fan of. Not overtly dry, not too much anyway. But yeah, it's just, But, you know, they don't always have to be bright, fruity, juicy, you know, ice pop, creamsicle sort of character. driven beers. I'm not drinking like a 10% ABV beer at all, which is pretty much the norm nowadays. There is a bit of sweetness there, but not overwhelmingly so. And the dryness on the back end isn't clawing, so yeah, it's actually really quite muted and well balanced. Subtle. Range. That's the brewery's name, Range. I do like the logo. But if you followed the channel for a little bit, you'll know I'm not the biggest fan of Australian and New Zealand. Is it New World hops that they're called? Just because the flavour profiles that I'm not a big fan of, but I'm not going to just not drink certain beers because of that. I probably won't buy them as often. But I saw Track Triple IPA with an Australian brewery that I've been wanting to try for ages, of course, Sam. You know, has quite a few of their beers. Really put some of these Australian breweries on the map for our little group. But it's like, I can't be too disappointed, really, because this is what you should expect when you've got that hot bill. But yeah, very grape-like, almost like grape juice, but not really sweet grape juice. But it's not like wine, which is like, why would you ever want a wine flavour in an IPA, by the way? It's just... Mind you, do you really get hoppy wines? I mean, that could be quite interesting, like a fruity, hoppy, berry-forward wine. I'd be up for that. Although if I had too much of that, then I'd become a very problematic drunk and say some really awful things about people who don't deserve it. Mad Dog 2020. Oof. And that's been the only hangover in like the last 10, 15 years where I've actually had to vomit. I'm never sick when I'm hungover. I never really get a bad head. I just have the bowels of like a muslin cloth that's been really squeezed. It's not pretty, and I'm sure some people will be able to relate to that. So I just get an off stomach when I'm hungover. Get very paranoid if I have to travel anywhere the following day, mainly because I vomited on a bus once on the way to watch, I'm sure it was to watch Everton versus Southampton, and had to go home. So ever since then, I've always had this sort of like thing of, I'll drink as long as we're not travelling. But then when you stealthily get it thrust upon you that, oh, we're going somewhere now, it's like, fuck's sake, get me a big bottle of fizzy water. I'm just going to sit quietly hunched up in the car, bus, train, whatever, and not talk. Because if I start talking and moving, or if I cough, then it's not going to be pretty. Why I'm telling you this, I have no idea. But yeah, it's not the best for my preferences, triple IPA that I've ever had from Track. The quality is definitely there. This is a great sort of Mancunian Australian accompaniment, however you say that word, to Cloudwater's DIPA Volume 16, version 16 with Range. Albeit slight differences in ABV, of course. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy the rest of that. I think it's a well-brewed IPA, beautiful body to it. And I'd be an absolute twat if I were to use my prejudice, if you will, against New Zealand hops to factor into the review. So you'll still get a high score on me Untappd. Do you know what I mean? And I've not had anything from Track for a long time, and the washing machine's getting loud. So just like the beer having Australian hop and New Zealand hops, can't really be too annoyed about that. And I don't know what these sound like when the washing machine's there. Who knows? But anyway, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of that. Gonna fry up a couple of them, have them in a couple of buns, and you may well see a Clueless Eats video, even though it's Saturday, I've got a Saturday night slice video that I need to put together and upload, so it probably won't be this weekend. So there'll be a big gap, but yeah, anyway, you don't hear about that. Go check out Track, go check out Range. I really want to try more Range beers, just because I've had this experience with this beer and the Cloudwater one. It's not going to dissuade me from trying more. And, you know, like I said, I won't stop drinking IPAs if they've got New Zealand hops in them. It's just they're not my go-to. Anyway, if you've tried this, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. Any recommendations for any Range beers? I'm sure with them coming over to the UK and brewing with the likes of Cloudwater and Track, some of their cans might have come along as well. I'm saying as if they're, you know, sentient beings, but I think I'd be really good friends with a beer, really. Be my first actual friend. Anyway, links in the description. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and I shall hopefully see you all later.